Minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu-alaikum. Ji-ayanu, Pakhair-Angle, Ni-hao, Chunushumme, Washmale. Ohaya, Gozaimas, Guten Morgen, Hola, Bonjour, Privyet, Kaifa Hal, Halishuma Chatore, Ahlan Wasal, Marhaba, Buna, Mucho, Gracias, Swabia, Balli Kareaya, Hosh Galden and Ayosaya, Huyamora, Chivato, Chihal, Jot Kalimera, Khairutan. And a very warm welcome to everybody who's tuned in to PTV World and are watching World this morning on a fine sunny morning over here on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very lucky that I've been joined by my wonderful colleague who happens to be Miss Eesha Rehan. I happen to be Shahzad Khan, and we hope and pray that everybody out there is doing wonderfully well and that you're ready to kickstart your day with us. But first things first, hello Eesha. Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing today?
Wa alaikum assalam, Shahzad. Thank you for the enthusiastic introduction. We missed it last week when you were not here. And now that you are back, we are so glad. And as for me, I am actually feeling so great to be back at work. You know, most of the time people are dreading to come back to work after the long weekend. But my weekend was so long. It was like a never-ending weekend. And I was looking forward to coming back.
Oh, that's great as well. I think I had a similar feeling just yesterday, but it was quite opposite to what you said because it was a never-ending flight. So imagine I was supposed to take off from Karachi at 6 and then land over here in Islamabad at 8 p.m. But imagine, so my flight got delayed. First of all, it went on to 12:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Then they made me take a flight which was at 2:30 in the morning. And then it was a debacle and I was like, hey, you know what, I need to be back at work. And for me, you know, to be away from PTV World, I don't think that I can do it for a longer period of time. I started missing my entire team, and for all of those people who were out there, thank you so much. But to get started, you know, while I was in Karachi, I got to know that there was a hailstorm again in Islamabad, and I got so worried because Alhamdulillah, I'm a car enthusiast. I collect cars, and majority of the times I have to park them outside because of little space that I have inside the house.
And
how was it? But how was it? First of all, I would want you to paint a picture how it was.
All right, you know, the last time the hailstorm happened, everyone was relaxed because we did not expect, you know, such gigantic golf ball like hail dropping down from the sky. However, this time it was a little more relaxed since the hail was shorter in size. However, I'm going to say that it was very fast. The impact was very loud and very devastating and fast. So it was very scary again.
Was it
and at 1 a.m., imagine, it looked like it was 1 p.m. at night. My little brother actually...
No, 1 a.m. at night, 1 p.m. in the day.
Yes, exactly. 1 p.m. actually looked like 1 a.m. at night. It actually looked like an apocalyptic scene. Let's get into the weather update. The Met Office has predicted more rain with isolated heavy falls in parts of the country starting tonight, continuing until morning. According to the Met Office, rain, windstorms and thunderstorms are likely to happen in Gilgit-Baltistan, Kashmir, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad and the Pothohar region. The Met Office has warned that the wind, dust, thunderstorms, lightning, hailstorms and heavy falls may damage loose structures. It has been informed that most currents are penetrating the upper and central parts of the country. A fresh westerly wave is expected to enter the western and upper parts of the country tomorrow. However, hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during this forecast period.
And I do believe that, you know, everybody really needs to be careful out there because I think this is not something which is really good for your ears or probably for people who have suffered through it, because at least 13 civilians died and 92 others were injured as heavy rains lashed several parts of Punjab. According to the Provincial Disaster Management Authority, the deaths were attributed to houses collapsing and people being in unsafe places. Some homes were also damaged. In Lahore, the capital of Punjab province, trees and solar panels were damaged. The PDMA urged residents not to leave their homes. Now imagine that this is not a phenomena which we are experiencing only in Pakistan, which is why I would want to connect it where the world's ice sheets just got a dire prognosis. The world's ice sheets are heading towards runaway melting, which will cause the sea level to increase by multiple feet. A group of scientists have conducted a new research in order to find what a safe limit of warming would be for the survival of the green and Antarctic ice sheets. To discuss all of this, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by somebody who happens to be a very regular on our show. He's the Director General PMD. He's Mr. MAHR Shahibzad Khan Sahab. Hello sir, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Wa alaikum assalam, same to you. My brother, how are you?
Thank you so much sir, I'm wonderfully well. आपकी तरफ मौसम कैसे है?
मौसम बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक है, लेकिन ये मौसम में जो इंस्टेबिलिटी that has been created during this month. That is creating problem actually, windstorm, dust storm, and heavy, even heavy rains, precipitation. Yes, you have quietly said that the day converted into night. The visibility and that at that time was very much dropped. So the phenomena that was really uneven phenomena on that day, on such a day. It was really a very unstable phenomena. So that does not occur only in Islamabad. It approaches up to the southern Punjab. Even in Lahore there was a night at 4:30 p.m. But this has damaged too many, even material losses, and even live losses also occurred in this phenomena. Though we have issued warning advisories, but maybe measures have been taken, but that was an uneven phenomena. So this thing happens due to these situations. Now, Mr. Shahzad, I would also like to mention that from the next such after 2 to 3 days, 29th of the May, again precipitations and dust storm will are likely to occur, and heavy precipitation in some areas is expected.
Exactly. And sir, Syed sir, in addition to this, I think what I would want to kind of rather talk about is that these phenomena weren't normal when we were growing up. Unfortunately, even now that these phenomena are not normal, but we will have to learn to live with these phenomena in days to come. Or do you think that the adverse climate change impacts will certainly reduce in years to come, because the nations are working towards that? Do you think that we will see nature coming back to its normal, or do you think that this is the new normal that we need to work with?
Actually, these things are really abnormal. When the temperature is too much high and above normal temperatures, and even on that one day, Friday, the temperature recorded at Sydney was above 50 degrees centigrade. So the low pressure area created due to this high level temperature, that actually catches the winds to move to the low pressure area, and their speed gets more than normal speed. So actually, you see, you know that February and March were the normal rain, below normal rains. But the rain that started from the month of the April, that is an abnormal phenomena. No, this phenomena is occurring due to the instability in the atmosphere. When you have a temperatures increase in 3 to 4 days, then you get this temperature pressure low, and strong winds starts moving. So actually, you know that actually the May is the month of the hard season, dry and hard days. But this year, the instability that is occurring from the month of the April, that is creating issue. Now, I just, as I have told you, that from 29th of the May, again, for the 3 days, there are precipitations, heavy rainfall, maybe dust storm and hailing.
Sir, thank you so much for saying that, and for all of our audiences who are out there, if you're
Actually,
in Pakistan.
one thing, Shahzad, one thing I would like to advise to the people, that get connected with the weather forecasting, and get information from the PMD. We are always issuing timely advisory and advisories and
we
alerts.
spoke about it before as well, and you told us as well that that people really need to kind of keep an eye out on the Pakistan Meteorological Department.
Yeah.
For everybody who's hearing us right now, I think we're going to urge them, we're going to request them to please make sure that you stay updated, because so that you could actually look after all of those people who are out there. Make sure that that your may them be cars or may them be anything else. If it is outside house, please make sure that you protect them. But sir, very quickly, I think I would want to ask about the impact this weather will have on our agri sector. Now imagine that if we are to speak about agriculture, you know, the farming and all of these things, do you think that it will be impacted with the you know, these rains which are not timely? Because you spoke about May, how it needs to be dry, but unfortunately if we go back in time, sir, I think, let me take you back at least 5 months back, we did see how there was a dry spell where there was no rain for 2 to 3 months. How do you think it will have an impact on our agriculture sector?
Yes, it has much impact on the agriculture sector. You know that, but in the coming days, we are getting more rain because the paddy season is going to start. So the much water will be available. The monsoon forecast that will start from the month of the July to September. This year we are expecting again more rain. So at this time, agriculture sector is being affected, but in the coming days they will get benefit from the rain.
You know, that was very well explained. And you know, we touched about how the weather is becoming very bipolar these days. We see extreme heat and then these extreme aggressive storms. So, and this was usually a once in a decade type of event or once in a year type of event. But now it is becoming more common. We see that
it's already
trees,
happened thrice.
exactly, and trees are falling, people's cars are getting damaged, and heavy rain and hail is destroying our structures and sites. So how can the people of Pakistan be more well prepared for this and be more mentally prepared for this?
Actually, people should have to take the early warning action more. As me is telling that from 29th of the May, then again such like situation is likely to occur. Then we are telling this to media, telling this to the PDMA, NDMA. So the people should have to be careful. And as you have mentioned that, away from the loose structures, do not take these things. Prepare yourself and get aware with the early warning system that is being issued by the PMD.
That is actually a very good point, because when we got the weather warning for the hailstorm that was going to happen, this was one night before it happened, and we were at our Popo's house, we were having a nice dinner, and we thought, okay, oh, it's so hot, nothing is going to happen. You know, it's so hot, barely a little, you know, trickle is going to fall down upon us, but look at what happened. So we need to be more precautious about the warnings that are coming.
Next time when you go to your Popo's place, please make sure that you leave your younger brother behind so that he could look after. But Maher bhai, just one last question before we wrap up, and that is कि अगर ये लगे कि मौसम जो है वो खुश आवर है और अच्छा है और ओले नहीं पड़ रहे, तो क्या हम ये जो मई जून की गर्मी की बारिश होती है इसमें नहा सकते हैं?
बिल्कुल नहा सकते हैं, क्यों नहीं नहा सकते? बिल्कुल। ये सीजन आगे, मानसून का सीजन जब आएगा ना, तो एक वो स्ट्रीम ऑफ द वेदर बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएगी। अभी तो मैंने बताया ना कि अभी अनस्टेबिलिटी जो है ना वो क्रिएट कर देती है आपको, जो है ना, जब एक पूरे वाइड स्प्रेड एरियाज में ये चीज होगी ना, तो फिर इंशाल्लाह वो कोई ऐसी बात नहीं होगी, फिर आप नहा भी सकते हैं।
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being with us. Lovely to be in conversation with you, sir. Lovely to be in conversation with you, and thank you so much for every time taking time out for, you know, for us, for our audiences, and certainly I think it's always wonderful. Please make sure that you actually get in touch with PMD services as well. It's the Pakistan Meteorological Department. They release early warnings, and even now, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody who's out there, from 29th of May, there are still chances of precipitation and some gusty winds. So please make sure that you look after yourselves. Whatever you need to tie, जिस भी चीज़ को बांध के रखने की ज़रूरत है, उसको बांध के रखें ताकि हवा उड़ा के ना ले जाए.
And there were a lot of jokes regarding people who are below the age of, below the weight of 50 grams to stay indoors during a windstorm.
50 grams?
50 kgs during a windstorm.
इसको बांध के रखना पड़ेगा इसका मतलब. But all right, now ladies and gentlemen, obviously Alhamdulillah, Pakistan Super League's 10th edition comes to an end where Lahore Qalandar has emerged, or the red shirts, ladies and gentlemen, have actually emerged victorious. We certainly need to speak about it, but before we speak about it, I think I'm just going to give you a few updates and then move on towards this, because Lahore Qalandars has become the new champions of Pakistan Super League after clinching their third title at Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore. In the thrilling final, Lahore Qalandars beat Quetta Gladiators by 6 wickets. Not just that, I think what we really need to kind of speak about over here, how the Pakistan Navy was given you know, or probably given the credit for doing what they did in the Operation Banyan Marsoos as well, because PCB fans and players paid special tribute to Pakistan Navy. In a significant moment of national pride, Pakistan Cricket Board, fans and players paid special tribute to Pakistan Navy in honors of its exceptional role in safeguarding the nation's maritime frontiers during the recent Operation Banyan Marsoos. Naval Chief Admiral Naveed Ashraf and Chairman PCB Mohsin Naqvi attend the ceremony. The Pakistan Navy once again demonstrated its superiority in maritime defense by timely thwarting the enemy's aggressive intentions at sea during the recent Operation Banyan Marsoos. The professional skill and strategic planning displayed by the Pakistan Navy during Banyan Marsoos reflects its strong defensive capabilities. The Pakistan Navy successfully foiled every possible enemy incursion at sea through thorough preparedness and a solid defensive stance. Operation Banyan Marsoos is a testament to the fact that the Pakistan Navy is ever ready to defend the motherland. Renowned singers Rizwan Mirza, Hussain Ali Paracha and Nadeem Abbas Lunewala performed national songs during the ceremony, and national flags were raised everywhere. Wow, I mean, we are super proud of Pakistan Army, Pakistan Navy and Pakistan Air Force. One more thing before I actually introduce my guest, ladies and gentlemen, that the Bangladesh cricket team has begun arriving in Pakistan for the upcoming T20 series. In the first phase, a 10-member group from Bangladesh squad landed in Lahore. This contingent includes players and support staff. The group features cricketers Hassan Mahmood, Mohammad Tanveer, Islam, Parvez Hussain and Tanzeem Hassan Saqib, along with several support staff members.
Wow.
The remaining team members are expected to arrive in Lahore tomorrow. The 3-match T20 international series between Pakistan and Bangladesh is set to begin on May 28th. Well, the action never stops in the world of cricket, and that's amazing. I like it. I like it how, you know, when I'm reading a news or I'm sharing it with something with my audiences, how you always have a reaction, you know, wow, amazing. I think it keeps you going, right?
You read it so well, it intrigues me.
My God. But, you know, to speak about all of this, ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky that we have been joined by a cricket analyst who is Mr. Syed. HAIDER. Hello, HAIDER Saab. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. How are you feeling today?
Yes, thank you very much.
Hai?
But really, it's a very good day. I would say that after the Sunday evening, what amazing. Really, it was. We have never supposed that it should be could be a final like that. Yesterday, we have seen in the Lahore Gaddafi Stadium, the people they have supported Lahore.
We'll sir speak about it, but is it that are you at an airport?
No, no. But
it looks like that. Okay. But sir, to get started, first of all, Lahore Qalandars versus Quetta Gladiators. Let's speak about it before we say anything. So Quetta Gladiators chose to bat first and gave a hefty total of 201 runs. Lahore Qalandars in return were able to chase it down. Wonderful. How do you see, what were the pros and what were the cons of Quetta Gladiators? Where do you think that they went wrong?
I think the Quetta Gladiators, they were lacking the captaincy in the last overs when the Lahore Qalandars was approaching to the target. The captain was absent from the match, and he had to get some words with the bowlers and to make some strategy, because the captain is the whole responsibility on the captain to make the right proper way to get the bowlers in the right track, where we have not seen. Secondly, the Quetta Gladiators, I think they were something behind the Lahore Qalandars, because Lahore Qalandars, they have showed their aggression very rightly at the right time. Shaheen Shah Afridi, he showed his captaincy, how he's managed the team, how he's got the players in the field, and how he's promoted the players in such situation where the Lahore Qalandars was just behind the victory. in 15th, 16th over, we were supposing that the Quetta Gladiators can win this match easily. But when the Sikandar Raza and Kushal Pera, they were on the pitch, and they have made sure that the victory will be the Lahore Qalandars. It was an amazing match for the Lahore Qalandars also, and all the cricket supporters in Pakistan, because we have seen after a long, long time a thrilling, just like a match, a final should be a final like that what we have seen yesterday, and they have made it really thanks to our calendars that they have showed us that the cricket is a highly professional game and how they can play and how they can manage. It's really a very good for the future cricket in
True,
Pakistan.
true. But sir, let's go one by one. Now, first of all, if we are to kind of look at Quetta Gladiators, unfortunately, South Shakil couldn't really do well. Then let's get started from Riley Rosso, Hassan Nawaz, wonderful knock of 76 of 43. Then there was a Vishka Fernando with 29, Dinesh Chandima with 22, Fahim Ashraf with 28. So if we look at the middle order and the lower middle order, I think that they contributed wonderfully well. If on any day Finn Allen could have taken another 10, 12 extra runs, I think it could have been a tough or challenging situation. How do you see the top order? First of all, Saud Shakil and Finn Allen unfortunately failing to give their team a wonderful start, and then at the bottom, even with Mohammad Amir and Abrar Ahmed, we certainly cannot blame them. But agar 5 se 10 run aur ban jate, to could have been a different ball game.
Yeah, definitely, and definitely, and if you should be thankful, quite a gladiators, the captain of the team should be thankful to Fahim Ashraf. He has got 23 runs in the last over. Otherwise, it could be below than 180 runs, and you could not defend this target on the Lahore pitch, which was a batting paradise pitch yesterday. And the Quetta Gladiators batters, they had to do something more. They haven't done it because I think Saud Shakil, he was not fit on the opening slot, and many of the people they are criticizing that Khwaja Nafi or Hassan Nawaz, when he could be the opener in the opening slot, then they could manage good the power play because like the batter Hassan Nawaz, he is the best choice for the any team to get an opener to use the power play. Use of power play is very very important. You can see that how the lower calendars they have used always the power play. Fakhr Zaman and Naeem, they have played very well. Naeem yesterday he has also played very well. So this is only the difference between both teams that the openers, both teams openers, they were in the different direction. Quite a gladiator Sochi is not like a batsman. He is a batsman like Test cricket, but he was in opening slot. Therefore, it was only the dark side of the Quetta Gladiators there they were fell. Otherwise, the Quetta and Lahore they were very equal teams.
Exactly. Now, sir, in addition to this, I think what I would like to kind of talk about over here is how, Quetta Gladiators kept on losing wickets, and then Lahore Qalandars were very savvy of their wickets as well, which is why they were able to go and take the game deeper. If we are to look at Quetta Gladiators, what do you think? Obviously, Shaheen bowled phenomenally well. His figures are superb. In 4 overs, he's taken 3 wickets with an economy of 6. Then, we do see how Salman Mirza got them 2 wickets. Then Haris Rauf got them 2 wickets, and Sikandar Raza and Rashad Hussain with 1 scalper each. Why do you think? Do you think that was it the spinners? Because if you look at Shaheen Shah Afridi, I think he's bowled phenomenally well on a pitch where it was thought to be a belter.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You're absolutely right that Shaheen Shah is bowled in the final. What he had to bowl in the how to he had to bowl in the final. He has done it. That was very important. He has done his job as a captain and as a bowler. That nicely, very uh, firmly he has done his job. That was very important for the Shaheen Shah Afridi. And definitely his role in the winning in victory, it's very important. Uh, as a captain, as a bowler, and as a team coordinator, he has done his job. Don't forget, in the coaching staff, there was no any big name in the coaching staff of Lahore Qalandars, but in the co-regulators, a lot of people they were sitting outside the ground and they were navigating the team at every moment how to defend, how to play, how to bowl. But Lahore Qalandars only the man who was in the deciding factor is only he was Shaheen Shah Afridi, and he has navigated very nicely as a bowler, as a captain, as a team companion.
And this is where Quetta Gladiators went wrong, sir, because imagine, I'm not sure whether Fahim Ashraf is at death bowling option, or Quetta Gladiators should have taken advantage of Fahim Ashraf, and that too towards the end. In the 20th over, you bring Fahim Ashraf, there, Sikandar Raza. I think, do you think that Quetta Gladiators could have been more vigilant with their decision making, with who to give the ball towards the end?
I think it's a calculation mistake by South Shakil or the coaching staff. They have not calculated well. Otherwise, should not be the Fahim Ashraf in that last over. It should be Khurram Shahzad or Mohammad Amir. But they have done a mistake and they have paid for it. That is only the mistake what they have done. But I think if Fahim Ashraf or Amir or anyone who would be the bowler, but the batters of the Lahore Cannons, how they were batting, Kushal Patel and Sikandar Hasan, nobody can beat them, and they have done their job in a manner like that. Any bowler in the opposite side, they could get the runs easily because they were very good focus to their victory, and they have planned very well. They have met their homework very nicely, and they have got it. This is the difference between both teams. Lahore
Sir,
Qalandars,
this is
they
where
were.
it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting. Now, imagine that if you are to kind of look at Lahore Qalandars picks from the draft, Kusal Pereira wasn't actually in it. Unfortunately, because of the friction in between the two neighboring countries, how a few of the players had to withdraw because of their commitments, and then Kusal Pereira comes in, and then Zimbabwe is playing a test match in England for the very first time in 22 years. Sikandar Raza makes another wonderful 60 of 68, takes a flight, come back to Lahore just 10 minutes prior to the toss and wins the game for them. So ऐसा लगता है ये अल्लाह ने मामला सेट किया हुआ था लाहौर कलंदर का.
Exactly. They were. I think you are absolutely right that Almighty was doing for the Lahore Cannons, and everything made possible because it is most likely it is impossible to get a flight from Birmingham, from England to Pakistan, and you reach at right time whenever you have seen day before yesterday that the weather was bad, and it was not sure that Sikandar Raza could reach at the right time, but Almighty has made sure that Lahore Qalandars will get full team and they will perform well. So it's I think it's a gift from the God because you are working hard, you very hard you have worked, and therefore God has given you a gift of the victory in the final, and you are the champion third time in PSL.
Exactly. So let's wrap it up. Now, sir, very quickly, Bangladesh is visiting Pakistan for a three T20 internationals. What changes do you see in the playing 11 now? And certainly, Pakistan Super League has just finished. Lahore Qalandar is the champion. We do know who the top performers are. We know how Hassan Nawaz has performed. We do know how Sahibzada Farhan has performed. We do know for a fact how Shaheen Shah Afridi has performed. Do you see any changes in the top order, middle order, or in the bowling order for
Yes,
these three T20 internationals?
Yes, definitely it will be a change. Some big changes will come because Babar Azam is not there, Mohammad Rizwan is not there, Shaheen Shafri is not there. So team which will play against the Bangladesh, it will be partially a new team. Sabza, Farhan and Hassan Nawaz, they will be in the side. And who will open? This is a question because Saim Ayub is also there. So maybe Sabza Farhan will be on the one down position, and Hassan Nawaz will be opening with the Saim Ayub.
Hassan Nawaz will be opening with Saim Ayub. I mean, that this is something where it gets interesting now because Sahibzada Farhan, top of the order, has done phenomenally well. And Hassan Nawaz has actually been playing at number 4 or 5 in Pakistan Super League, but has always been an opener within the domestic seasons as well. So I think it will be interesting to see. I think we'll wait and watch and see what's going to happen because we do know now the players who've actually performed really well, and we certainly would want to win from here onwards. Pakistan Super League just ended, and we cannot have a defeat in the face of the just finished Pakistan Super League's 10th edition, that too from Bangladesh at home, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We have to come on the winning track. It's very important for us because in this year we don't have too much matches. National team does not have a big season. But definitely what the series we have to make sure that we are on the winning track and we are giving our performs. I think it's a very good opportunity for the newcomers, the players who cannot get the chances in presence of Babar Azam and Rizwan and Shaheen Shafri. So it's a very good time for them to come in the team to show their performance and make sure that they can substitute anytime if our big players they are not available.
All right. I think thank you so much, sir, for your interesting
Thank you.
insights as well. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for always being there for us and, for giving us or letting us know whether what's going to happen in Pakistan cricket. But for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, we're really excited. Lahore Qalandars became the champion for the third time. And we're eyeing on the Bangladesh T20 International Series, the 3-game series. But now I think there's something really important which Eesha would love to share.
Exactly.
But Eesha, I have a simple question, and that is, so it was... Pakistan's Super League is the second best league in the world, right?
Oh, wow.
Yet you choose not to see the final game of it, but to go and watch a Tom Cruise movie. Why did you do that?
Well, Shahzad, I actually love playing cricket, but watching cricket is a whole big
जब हम
hassle
आपसे
for
पूछे आप
me.
क्या खेलती हो, आप कहती है मैंने handball का एक मैच खेला हुआ है. So where did you even play cricket?
No, I used to play cricket. I was very active while growing up. I was very active in swimming, in cricket, in football. And yeah, but those were mostly games that I played. I like to dig in and get my hands dirty and fall and
So you
be
play a lot
active.
of cricket. So how many
Growing
sixes
up.
have you hit?
Once we actually had a team match in my office, and I was able to make the team win.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
because it was
great.
girls
Wonderful.
versus girls.
No, that's fine too as well. Yeah, please go ahead.
All
You've
right.
got something important. Yeah.
We talked about how cricket unifies the whole of Pakistan and brings us together, but there is another issue that we need to come together and unite for, and that is to eradicate polio. Polio is a devastating disease, and only 2 countries in the world are left that still contain this disease, and those are Afghanistan and Pakistan, and we need to work together to eradicate this devastating disease. The Pakistan Polio Eradication Program has officially launched the 3rd National Polio Campaign of 2025, which will start across the country from today. During the campaign, 45.4 million children under the age of 5 will be administered the
anti-polio drops. Not just that, Prime Minister's focal person for polio eradication, Aisha Raza Farooq, inaugurated the campaign in Islamabad. Speaking on the occasion, she said eradication of polio is our national duty and commitment. She extended deep gratitude to the 400,000 frontline workers driving the campaign, including 225,000 female vaccinators. So for all of those people who are out there, family members, please make sure that you get your children the polio drops, or probably get the polio drops administered and vaccinated as well. In addition to this, ladies and gentlemen, there's the International Week of Non-Self-Governing Territories is being observed to raise awareness and support for the self-determination of people in territories that are not yet fully self-governing. In the UN Charter, a non-self-governing territory is defined as a territory whose people have not yet attained a full measure of self-government. The week, which is observed annually from May 25th to 31st, is the United Nations initiative and aims to request the administering powers of these territories to protect and respect the rights of the peoples to their natural resources and their property rights. Wow.
This is a very interesting week, and it should be taken with a lot of seriousness, because a lot of people are affected by not being given their rights and their properties and being discarded in human rights regards.
You know what? I actually like it how you feel other people's pain.
It is human to be very empathetic. We should all be empathetic and sympathetic to everyone.
Which is why I'm
around
going to
us.
ask you, can you name one non-self-governing territory? Okay, I'm not going to put you under the spot. We'll come back stronger,
Yeah,
but it's good to have empathy. But now, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, I think what we really need to do over here is that, I'm sorry, I keep on pulling your leg. But hey, you know what, I'm back on today, that's it. But ladies and gentlemen, you will always come across students, as bright as Eesha, not just that, people who have their difficulties, ups and highs and lows, and still they make sure that they're going to stand tall, that they will be resilient, that they will not be vulnerable to the changes or challenges which come to their life. Now imagine that if you're in a hospital and they put that device onto you where the heartbeat actually shows how it's going up and down and up and down, up and down, right? That's how life is. Some
That
days
is.
you're up, some days
Days
you're
you're
down.
down.
And if it's ECG, do you know what it stands for?
Electronic
Cardiography.
something. Yeah,
So it's
almost
great.
got it.
So we're learning every day.
I
So
always
ladies
get
and gentlemen,
educated.
that actually happens to be one of the proofs that you're living, because one day you're up, one day you're down. But for people who go through these challenges are the people who have done wonderfully well in life.
And that
we're
was
very
actually a
lucky.
very beautiful metaphor, the way you described the heartbeat. With
अगर आप मुझे पूरा कर लेते थे, but it's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've been joined one such example over here inside the studios. He'll be sharing his life story with us. And I do know for a fact that everybody needs to draw inspiration from this gentleman. He's Mr. Muhammad IHTESHAM Khan. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good morning. How are you, brother?
Walaikum salam. I'm doing pretty well. Thank you so much for calling me up. And assalamu alaikum to the whole Pakistan.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We just do not are in Pakistan, but we go out in 46 different
Well,
countries.
to the world, I would say.
Yeah, to the world. That's why, world this morning. So, Sham, it's been long, and I always wanted to have you on the show as well. Please take us through your journey. What happened? How did it happen? And what are you doing now?
Well, I started my journey pretty simple. Like, I used to study in a government school. I was not a good student till my matriculation.
Okay.
But later on, when I joined a private college, that was, you can say, a game changer for me.
Okay.
And then from my ICOM, I started studying pretty hard. Like, it was almost
So
like...
ICOM already means that you weren't a great student, right?
Yeah, exactly, because I never achieved that.
So you never
high
went to
score.
FSC, right?
Yeah, I never, and that was never even in my plans.
Okay.
I always wanted to be in the business side, or either I wanted to become a doctor, but I never shared this thing that I wanted to become a doctor.
Okay.
Because my grades were not supporting that decision.
Okay.
Or you can say that choice.
Yep.
But when I was in my second year of my ICOM, I was like, now it's high time, to set goals. So I was like always passionate about setting goals. I set my goal like when I'll be ending my degree, I make sure I end up with high honors. So I joined another private university.
So you were at Air University?
Yes, Air University.
He was my junior.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
Yeah.
and I always say like love is in the air. The reason being is why I say love is in the air. That was actually the place where the journey actually started. I didn't achieve high honors in that particular degree when I did BBA from Air because of the grading system. It was quite tough, but still I was like in top 5.
Wow.
Then I joined another university. It was Abbas, from where I did masters in HRM. Now the journey actually started. I used to work in a evening shift from like 2 till 11.
All right.
And it was actually a second shift, and I used to then study as well over the weekends.
But
So I
why
did
were
my-
you, that's where I would want you to kind of stop. Why were you working? So weren't your parents supporting you?
Well, they were. Actually, my mother was very supportive, and even my parents, like other family members, they were quite supportive, but it was my personal decision. I actually set goals like the day when I'll be a graduate, I make sure, I end up in landing a good opportunity. It took me almost 1 year. I was jobless, but still, I had high hopes. The day when I got my first ever job, that was in June 2015. I joined a prestigious
So
IT
did you
company.
sponsor your education yourself?
No, they didn't, but that was like my own self-finance degree, and I used to study over the weekends, like it's like 2 till 11 over the weekdays. Then from Saturday and Sunday, it used to be 9 till 6 in the university.
Okay.
And I never get exhausted. Like my friends, those who know me, they always say like, ये इतनी energy तुम कहाँ से लाते हो?
Yeah.
So apparently शायद लगता होगा कि मैं बड़ा कुछ या कुछ खाता पीता हूँगा या करता हूँगा. Actually energy वहाँ से नहीं आती. अगर आप goal set करते हैं ना, that gives you a visionary approach.
Yeah.
मैं हर किसी को कहता हूँ कि आप थोड़ा सा ना इलामा इकबाल को पढ़ें. उन्होंने बहुत पहले खुद ही का कॉन्सेप्ट दे दिया था.
True.
और वहाँ से ना सेल्फ मोटिवेशन और सेल्फ टॉक, मैं हमेशा अपने आप को खुद कहता हूँ कि भाई इहतेशाम साहब आपने ना ये काम करना है और एक करके दिखाना है, और मैं वो गोल अपने हाथ पे लिख लेता हूँ. आज मेरे हाथ पे कुछ नहीं लिखा हुआ,
Yeah.
बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम व्हेनेवर आई एम इन एनी ऑफ यू कैन से सच फेजेस पढ़ना होता है तो मैं हाथ पे लिख लेता हूँ.
आपको पता है आज आपके हाथ में क्यों नहीं कुछ लिखा हुआ?
आज मैं तैयार नहीं था शायद इस
No,
वजह से.
because you've had this goal for a longer period of time that you wanted to be on
Oh,
my show. You're
this
already
was-
here, so I think that's why you didn't write it. You were like, okay, goal fulfilled. But well, that's great. But what you did in universities is something amazing. So you were working, and then you were studying. You were making sure that all of your time is being consumed, chasing your goals. Wonderful. But what you did phenomenal was that not just that you landed a great job, and while you were working, what you did phenomenal was that you were great at studying. It's not that you just passed the exams and you got the degree. You received quite a few gold medals, right?
Yes, the first one was in masters in HRM. That was back in 2015 when I started my degree. In 17 I got the first medal. Like after 2 years they announced the convocation, and I was working in my office. I said, यार आप पता नहीं कहीं मजाक तो नहीं कर रहे क्योंकि मेरा तो BBA के बाद जो है ना वो गोल एक तरह से ज़रा शैटर्ड हो गया,
Okay.
बट स्टिल आई हैड होप्स। मैं ना असल में गोल जब सेट करता हूँ तो उसके साथ थोड़ा सा स्पिरिचुअली भी कनेक्टेड रहता हूँ।
I'm sorry, I do bring in Urdu, you know, which might actually confuse my guests as well to speak in Urdu, but you know, we're in English.
Yeah,
channel,
so I was
please go
always spiritually connected. So the day when I, you know, got call from my university, like you are nominated for the gold medal and you are the only person who will be receiving this award and your father's name will be also displayed. That was like the best feeling ever because, you know, it means a lot seeing your parents' name and your accomplishment displayed all over the university. So that was like, you can say, the first goal accomplished. Then after a few years, I shifted, you can say, or made another goal, that was to teach and to become eligible for that because I always wanted to share my experience to the students. So I joined another university during COVID days because there were no entry tests and they were like giving free hands to the people. They were attracting a lot of, you know, working professionals. So I joined another degree program and that was like 3 days over the week, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And again, it was a morning job. I was working. I had almost 10 years of experience at that time. And I said, okay, game on and let's, you know, start this another challenge. And that was, you know, the degree program where I set my goal to score 100% marks. But in that, I got like 3.9 CGPA. Was just short with 2 numbers, but
3.9 is nothing
again a
bad
gold
so
medal.
far.
And that was like, you know, the third goal is also set. That will be inshallah in PhD. Whenever, you know, I got the same energy and I set
Which is
another
why
goal.
I think that now the most important question, and that is that we do see how most of the time people, when they're in school, college, or university, will receive a lot of gold medals. How do you think that these gold medals will actually help you in your practical life? Do you think that they bring you a lot of importance when you put your curriculum vitae in front of somebody and they're like, hey, you know what, we've got a gold medalist student over here, let's put him to job, let's give them high salary and whatnot. Do you think that it all adds up?
Well, besides being a student, I'm also an HR professional. It's been almost more than 10 years. I'm working on a very strategic position. I never asked for these medals and all of these things. It's more of like, in my opinion, it's a self-accomplishment. Because what I see that is like the communication skills, the background education, and if a person has, you know, just cleared the degree with, I mean, average grades, he or she is good to go. It's more of like, in my opinion, it's a self-accomplishment because it's been almost like I have won 2 medals back to back in master's level and I never, you know, got any scholarship. I'm not criticizing anyone, but to be honest, like we don't focus much on these, you know, students who are the bright students because in private universities, there are very rare chances, you know, to get these scholarships. But I hope, I mean, while giving this message, I would request the universities to brand these students because when I was in my, when I won my first medal, the university actually branded me as a student.
I think it's great as well, and you know, while we're at it, and you know, because I'm his senior from university, let me just you know, kind of make it clear here. I had 3 scholarships when I was studying in university. Alhamdulillah. Yes, I was great at it. But yeah, I think gold medals, I think I've missed out on a few. But very quickly towards the end now, please wrap it up for our audiences and tell them how you were able to do it and what were the thought processes that you went through.
And just a little addition to this, you know, just listening to you right here actually brought a wave of joy upon me. So how, what message would you like to give to all the students right now who want to be motivated?
अब पढ़ना है तुमने
right,
शादी नहीं ना अब तुमने पढ़ाई करनी है बस
Definitely.
Well, I just want to add few more things. I did these degrees when I was married with 2 kids. And again, the second medal was the time when, you know, my son was growing up and he used to pray like, you know, कि मेरे बाबा का जो ना medal आ जाए. Whenever he used to go to school, वो हाथ इस तरह करके ना सात खान जो है वो दुआ करता था. And then Sarah was born, my daughter. तो उनकी भी काफ़ी इसमें एक तो दुआएं हैं. So the first and the foremost thing is set goals. I'm a goals oriented person. Those who know me, they always say like, why you always, you know, talk about goals. Actually, goals give you a visionary approach. Also to my students, to different universities where I teach some subjects, I tell them like, if you want to achieve these high honors, just set a goal. And my process was, I used to study very hard. Moreover, I'm not a guy who just read. I always used to write a lot. Like my room used to be full of, you know, different pages I used to write and I just used to, you know, throw those papers in the bin. And it was almost like a hard work of like 16 to 18 hours. I used to put my feet in cold water in the winters. Whenever there was exam, those who knows me in my home, they know I was pretty annoying when it comes to studying and exams. So that hard work, you know, it really pays
Wow,
off.
such
And Alhamdulillah, it's paying
dedication.
off.
Alhamdulillah, I'm very thankful to Allah and all of my teachers and to the place, to those institutions from where I studied, because it was all because of them.
MashaAllah. Well, thank you so much, Mohammad HAIDER, for
Likewise.
being with us. For everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to achieve something in life, please make sure that you do not make excuses. Rather, make sure that you have goals who will take you towards your destiny. But very quickly, we have got an amazing birthday to celebrate over here. One of our amazing, the most hard-working gentleman who's done so phenomenally well for the World This Morning team. Mr. Abdul Basit's son is being celebrated today. So it's Muhammad Shafi's birthday today. So we're going to sing him a birthday song. So 1, 2, 3, Eesha, please go ahead.
Happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Muhammad Shafi. Happy birthday to you. No, bhai. Cake pad
And
gaya,
he
ab
is now
Basit ko
6
cake
years
pad gaya.
old. How cute. And
Alhamdulillah.
this was the best time of our lives.
What was the best time of
When
your
we
life?
were 6 years old and we would enjoy candy
No,
and having
it
fun.
wasn't. I
watching
was still in
cartoons.
diapers. I didn't like it. Yeah, it's okay. But Muhammad Shafi, happy birthday to you. Bete, when you grow up, please make sure that you always look after your parents. You know, they have done phenomenally well for your well-being, you know, for making sure that they nurture you in a way that the world is a safe space for you. Please make sure that you unki aankhon ka tara ban ke rahe. And for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is celebrating their birthday today, a very happy birthday to all of you. You know, you're a year older, but ladies and gentlemen, at heart, you need to be a year younger. Until next time, look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3. It's a good morning. Have a great week ahead. Bye. Allah Hafiz. Yeah. Allah Hafiz. Bye.